What's going on, guys? You guys have been asking for it, and I finally have it for you. Here's my iPhone tour, or as the title says, the perfect jailbroken iPhone. Now, this setup is what I'm going to call light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I know that it's kind of corny, but it does go along with the theme a little bit. But before we get too into this video, guys, go ahead and pull your phones out. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at JailbrokenArmy, and like my Facebook page at facebook.com/JailbrokenArmy. And I know that you guys are going to be asking, so be sure to check the description for a full tweak list and my wallpaper. I will be hanging around in the comment section if you guys have any questions, but I do have to warn you that I won't be answering repeat questions or questions that could be answered by just watching the video or checking the description. But let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so the first thing that I'm going to show you today is my lock screen. Now I have 3 tweaks that makes my lock screen look the way that it looks, not including the widget that I have. So the first tweak that we're going to talk about is Lock HTML4. Now Lock HTML4 allows me to have that widget that you see there as my clock on my lock screen. You can hide different elements of your lock screen like the clock and the date and some of the grabbers, and you can also do a few more things, but I mainly use it to put my widgets in place. Now before the comment section explodes, the name of my lock screen widget is JJ.LS127, and it is not available inside of Cydia. However, if you check the description, you will find a download link to this widget and a tutorial that shows you how to install it if you don't know how to do that. Now, I chose this widget because I thought that it went well with this theme. I thought it was simple, and that's the look that I was going for with this theme. I don't really like complicated themes. I like to be able to get to my apps when I need to, and I like for it to look polished, and I think that I achieved that with this setup. Now the next tweak that I have installed here is Priority Hub, and it's one that I've always used. I think that it can be a nice addition to anything, but this tweak just makes your notifications on your lock screen look a lot more organized. I get a ton of notifications, whether it be by email or by text message, and just waking up from your nap or your sleep or whatever and seeing all of those notifications that you have to scroll through is just a little bit irritating. So being able to see my notifications organized by app is very helpful to me. Lastly, we have status bar color, and this tweak just ties the whole theme together for me. Now I tried to make the colors of this theme go along with the wallpaper to make it a more full setup, if you know what I mean. Let me know if I did a good job with that in the comment section, because I really tried and I thought that was really cool. But I will leave all the colors that I used in my setup in the description of this video, as well as other colors that I did try out. Now let's check out my springboard. First off, I'm going to go ahead and tackle my theme. I'm using the theme Gunny, and it's for iOS 9. I really love this theme. It's exactly what I was looking for my setup. It kind of gives me that animated vibe, but it doesn't do too much. The icons are simple and neatly designed, and I think the developer did a very good job with this theme. I have well over 100 apps on my phone, and when it comes to app support, this theme really covers most of them. Now, to actually get this theme installed, I use a tweak called Anemone. The font that I'm using is called Nest Font, and I applied it using By the Font 3. I also have a tweak called Color Font 2 that allows me to have white text on my springboard regardless of the color of wallpaper that I'm using. Usually when you're using a dark background in iOS, it usually turns your font white, but when you're using a light color, it turns your font black. Now, as to how I got my apps in this setup here, I use a tweak called Boxy. My vertical icon padding is 22, my horizontal icon padding is 37, my side icon inset is 76, and my top icon inset is 130. The number of columns that I have is 3, and the number of rows that I have is 4, and that's pretty much it in terms of my Boxy setup. Now, Boxy allowed me to get that 3x4 setup that I'm looking for, but Anchor allowed me to set my icons anywhere that I want them to be. I'm also using the tweak Blurry Badges to blur my badges in my springboard. It doesn't do anything special, it just makes your icon badges blurred, and I like it. Now, I wasn't really sure what category to stick this one under, but I do have color keys installed. This tweak obviously colors my keyboard and allows me to continue with my color scheme. While I'm on the topic of keyboards, Swipe Shift Caret allows me to swipe through my text and edit things quickly. Swipe Selection just allows me to swipe to select text. Messages Customizer Pro allows me to have this set up for my messages. I can change the wallpaper in the background, the color of the text, and more. And if you want this specific setup, I have that in the description as well. Color Banners allows me to add a little color to my notification banners. And Color Flow 2 allows me to add color to my stock music app. Next up, we have the notification center, and the status bar. So I use data and status bar to show my date in my status bar. And I think that it's pretty cool and a different way of showing your clock in addition to adding your date in the mix. I used NC Color to give my notification center a different shade of color. And again, it just helps me keep up with the color scheme that I'm going for. Reveal NC9 lets me have that gliding effect that you kind of see with the notification center when you open and close it. And again, I'm using status bar color to get the color that you see on my status bar. Now we have the control center, and I have 3 tweaks installed to make this look the way that it looks. I have Polish, which allows me to have all of these different toggles and shortcuts and stuff. CC Color allows me to change the color of my control center. And finally, Cream lets me change the color of my toggles in my control center. Now, a few behind the scenes tweaks that I have installed that allows me to get a lot of things done that you don't see is, for one, I have Cheesecake, and it gives me this cool fading animation when I lock my device. Pandora Downloader is by far one of my most used tweaks. I can save songs directly from Pandora, have unlimited skips, and pretty much everything that you can do with the paid subscription. Phantom for Snapchat is absolutely amazing. It just allows you to control almost every aspect of Snapchat, from uploading photos from your camera roll to saving other people's photos without them knowing it. Insta Better makes Instagram that much better. It allows me to save photos and videos, view and save stories without being seen or known, and much more. YouTube Plus allows me to do pretty much everything that YouTube Red lets you do, aside from watching the content that they create. You can save videos, you can play back audio without it being inside of the app. It pretty much gets the job done. AppCake allows me to download pretty much any app from the App Store that I want for free. But if you're going to install AppCake, you need to install AppSync for iOS 5.x to 9.x. Delete Forever just allows me to delete photos immediately without having to go into a different folder to also delete that from there as well. BioProtect allows me to lock my apps on my device individually or all at once. It allows me to keep my device from powering down, say that someone steals it. I have Apple File Conduit 2 installed, which allowed me to get that lock screen widget that I showed you earlier. 20-second lock screen allows me to have my lock screen stay on for 20 seconds, which is useful for video purposes. Better Shutdown gets rid of that power down screen that we're used to and gives you a cool one that appears on your springboard. Swipe for More is for Cydia, and it allows me to swipe to install, swipe to queue, and other stuff. Tap Tap Flip allows me to flip my camera with 2 taps, just like in Snapchat. Activator allows me to set different actions, like if I hold my 2 volume buttons down, my phone goes into safe mode. If I hold the top one, it goes to the next track. If I hold the bottom one, it goes to the previous track. I use Safari Tab Count to give me unlimited tabs inside of Safari. Send Delay gives me a few extra seconds to correct my mistakes before my message is actually sent. Preference Organizer 2 allows me to organize my settings out. If you have a bunch of tweaks installed, this definitely will help you out. Uninstall application size allows me to see how much storage I'm freeing up when I'm deleting applications. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or if you like my setup, be sure to drop a comment down below. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at JailbrokenArmy, and like my Facebook page at facebook.com/JailbrokenArmy for more information about the channel and myself. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.